Let's get started, guys. Good morning. Happy Friday. First, it's a brand new quarter. We got Gil in the house. Exciting things are happening. I'm super excited. Gil, I know you're super excited. I got my first co-sponsor this week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, excited about that. So it would have been a lost opportunity. Now, this particular gentleman gets two organizations that they get the benefit off of, and they're happy about it. We're happy about it, and I think it's going to open new doors.
Oh yeah, it's two times the value time. So hey, I'm just curious. We had I'm so glad you started with it. We're in a brand new quarter, right? So we've got to we got a 90-day marathon to go after for our goals that we're trying to hit. But I'm curious if anybody right now, I'd like to hear some blessings. I'd like to go back and kind of just celebrate some people who may have something that they just kind of accomplished, an appointment they just made that they're feeling good. They made their 100-person list and they're reaching out to them. If you got something you'd like to share right now, something that you've been working on, it kind of worked out, or you got some good momentum right now, you brought somebody in March, like I'd love to hear from you. Let's get started with anybody who's got any blessings they want to share. Obviously, Vincent, that's an awesome blessing. Just like you're always an early adopter, like you just go like, hey, we got this co-sponsoring tool, let's go use it. We're gonna actually watch the co-sponsoring video that he just uploaded yesterday or earlier in this week. So everybody can kind of just get that in their head and know where the tools are, right? It's one thing to know we've got tools, but it's super important you know exactly where it's at, right? You know exactly where it's at, and it's always right there in the toolkit. So we're gonna take a look at that in a minute. Who's got something they'd like to share? Just kind of jump in there, take your mic off, and let me see you. Let me see your faces, guys. It's early in the morning for some of you guys on the West Coast. Not so bad here on the East Coast. So who's got something they want to share?
I'll share something.
Go ahead.
All right. So I haven't got a co-sponsor yet. I've had plenty of conversations with a lot of different people who would love to be able to have that opportunity to partner with us. Did have about, I want to say about 4 or 5 eXp Explain calls. And so we did recruit those folks. Lucy in my organization immediately brought on 4 new team members. So we have a lot of activity of people wanting to join eXp, and really grateful for that right now.
Yeah, I feel like there's definitely a different air about people's perception about EXP that hasn't been there for a while, right? People are answering the call. They're now leaning into the conversation where they were kind of like, nah, whatever. They're like, people are coming to me as like, hey, I think I want to take a look back at this EXP thing again, right? And that's what happens. That's what happens when you're at the top and it's undeniable. The copycats tried, they made their push, and they realize it's like, you know what? It's not working. At number that I'm looking forward to Leo updating that number where he said 9.2 agents are returning back to EXP every day. Because I got to believe that's a double digit. I'm getting calls from agents that that have been with EXP that left for a while, and they're realizing, you know what? The grass is green at eXp. What I'm seeing every single day is that more and more agents are having conversations and they're doing 3-way calls and they're taking advantage of our tools. And it's just happening. We've never been this tight. Who else has got a great story to share of maybe something that they're working on, something that's come out, something that came from their list, someone they've invited? I'd love to hear from you. Let's get 2 more. And I see Jazz and Julia there. I know a couple of you guys have brought in some teams and some agents in there. Gino's in here. Let's get those, light them up. Let's get these cameras on. Let's get some energy in here because energy creates energy. So let's go. Don't make me call you out again.
What's up, family?
Go ahead.
So here, I'll share something. So I am actually working on a couple things. We have 2 agents that joined our group. One of them is a newer agent in Wisconsin's capital, Madison. So he's actually joined Maria, which is on here as well. We're supporting him. He was in the fence between Rio, us, and I think it was Keller Williams. He ended up switching up over to us. And we have a new listing coming up on the market, $900,000 property that we just wrote on last night. And I'm taking advantage of this momentum with the co-sponsorship. I am getting together with other eXp leaders here in our market and just trying to see how we can collaborate and build a sub organization to bring value to everyone. So combining organizations together and values and things like that, and see how we can continue to grow. So I'm excited for this. This is like you said, there's a lot of people thinking about eXp now with the new co-sponsorship opportunity.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, listen, this is not all about co-sponsoring. I'll be honest with you. Co-sponsoring is just another tool in the toolbox, right? Co-sponsoring allows you to give the agent that you're bringing in even more value than maybe you had in your own toolbox, right? And that's something pretty special. That's something where you're seeing a lot more collaboration. I feel like I'm watching leaders just pile up on social media talking about, hey, I would be a great co-sponsoring benefit for you if you're recruiting an agent. Let me give them my tools. Let me bring them into my organization. Let me give them access to things that can help them do more business faster in their market, whether that's through social media, whether that's through their lead generation system that they're using to get the success that they've got right now. What is it? You can pretty much say, you know what? I like a little vanilla here. I'll take a little strawberry on my sundae here. I'm going to take some cherries from here. You know what? I like what this person's doing over there. Man, these guys in Orlando, they're crushing. I just want to partner up with people. And I think that what that does is allows you to actually offer a even greater proposition, another greater value proposition to the agent that you're bringing on. And to me, that just means like we're just giving more love, right? Because you're listening to the agent, right? And the way we attract agents is changing, because what we're doing is we're moving from like, hey, just join, and how can we best serve you, right? And if you got a great proposition, you got to like that. You may not even need to use co-sponsoring, but I want to go a little deeper on it because we've been talking about it, and the company just made it live, so you guys can see my screen right now. I hope you guys can. Can you? I'm going to open this up. So again, this is right here at exptoolkit.com/growth. We're going to click on the toolbox there, and the co-sponsoring program is the power of two, right? Two people who are focused on delivering the magic. The co-sponsorship program provides extra support to new agent advisors beyond standard sponsorship. Co-sponsors agree to take an additional responsibility in return and are eligible to receive level 1 revenue share plus the fast start bonus, which is 50% of the revenue share in the first year for their sponsees transactions. In addition to level 2 through 7, the sponsees downline where applicable, the primary sponsor, the sponsor that they chose on onboarding, will continue to benefit from levels 2 through 7, revenue share, earning FLQA requirements, and stock grants. So we're going to we'll quickly watch this video. I think it's an easy way to kind of explain.
There's no audio, Gil, by the way.
I knew that was going to happen. Hold on one second.
The brokerage. Let me break
There's
it down
sound
with
now?
a fun scenario.
Yep.
Meet Steve. He is
All right, I'll
joining.
start over. In all our videos, you're going to meet Steve. Just so you know.
Welcome to co-sponsorship at eXp Realty. A brand new game-changing program designed to take collaboration to the next level. You've heard of sponsorship, right? Well, we're making it even better by solving some of the biggest challenges new agents face when joining the brokerage. Let me break it down with a fun scenario. Meet Steve. He is joining eXp Realty. Meet Michael and Olive. Both are incredible leaders and agents at eXp Realty. Michael and Steve go way back, 20 years of friendship, working together in real estate. Olive is a social media real estate guru who knows how to grow a real estate business online and teaches others in her organization how to do it. In the past, Steve would have to choose just one of them as his sponsor, but with co-sponsorship, he can get the best of both worlds. Instead of picking just one sponsor, this new system lets him partner and learn from both, while both Michael and Olive benefit too. Michael remains Steve's primary sponsor and gets all the traditional benefits: revenue share, FLQA credit, stock grants. And Olive, as his co-sponsor, also wins. She gets Steve and her revenue share organization at level 1. a fast start bonus of 50% revenue share in the first year. Now, everyone wins. More collaboration and more success. Here's where it gets even better. If Steve grows his organization, revenue share still flows up to Michael as his primary sponsor. But for Olive, it works a little differently. She benefits with revenue from Steve and his direct recruits. No revenue flows further up her organization, keeping revenue sharing safe and sustainable. The result? Michael wins, Olive wins, and most importantly, Steve wins. The program is designed to foster collaboration and exponential growth. It allows more agents to work together, helping each other grow without limiting opportunities of cross-collaboration. But one important rule, the co-sponsor cannot be part of the same organization. This prevents double dipping and ensures revenue share remains fair and sustainable. At eXp Realty, we believe success isn't a solo journey, it's a team effort. With co-sponsorship, we're unlocking a new era of support, growth, and opportunity. Fostering more connections, more guidance, and even greater success. Because when we work together, we all rise. Welcome to the future of collaboration with eXp Realty.
Hey, I tell you, I'm through the moon on this opportunity. Like, I actually, to be very frank with you, I was actually against co-sponsoring because I thought about it in the way other companies were doing it. And I was like, all we're just doing is watering down the value proposition because I'm going to bring in, I'm just going to just, hey, I'm going to split with you. And then the next person's going to come in. They're going to split with that person. And then we'll split with this person, we'll split that person. And then you got, it takes 4 people to get a penny. Being able to do this and keep the integrity of the 7 levels and being able to say, you know what? I'm going to bring value in when value is needed to help this agent, and we're going to share in that person's success. I can't tell you how excited I am about this. But I got to tell you, none of this matters if we haven't done the fundamental things that we talked about when we first started this Alliance Attractors, at least in the last couple of months, I would say. You got to have a list, which we shared with that last week. Hopefully you guys have been filling that out and using the memory jogger. I think the memory jogger is the best portion of that eXp toolkit. You got to start taking people and inviting them to events, right? And one thing I want to talk about on events is everybody has this idea that these events have to have these stages and things of that nature. If you drop me in any market, there'd be 3 things that I would do to start building my business, whether it was agent attraction or recruiting. The first thing I'm going to do is, and I read this from a book, maybe somebody could put in the chat where this terminology came from. I'd love to be able to give the author credit, but he said, you got to have a referral engine, right? So you got to have people that you're going to ask and say, hey, just out of curiosity, who do you know that's a real estate agent? And could you introduce me? Right? And what I always hate with the idea of referrals is we ask people, hey, can you introduce me to an agent, right? But let's have coffee together. Hey, let's have coffee, bring that person, let's get connected, let's network, right? And for most people, they'll say yes to, hey, we're going to get together. I like to talk about investing, right? So it's like, hey, just bring a couple of agents, we'll talk about some investing. Who do you know, right? So I might go to a cousin, or I might go to a friend, and I was like, hey, just out of curiosity. And I always kind of test them on this one too. It was like, hey, do you know any great real estate agents? First, I want to know if they're going to say my name first off, because if they're my friend, that should be the first thing to say. If they don't, then we're gonna have a conversation about that. But secondly, everyone has somebody that they'll say, well, you know what? Do you know a mechanic? Do you know an electrician? Do you know a real estate agent? Oh, tell me about that person. How long have you known them? Well, that's cool, man. Where does he work? It's like, hey, listen, I'd love to meet with that person. Do you think we can get some coffee together? I mean, you can do the whole hey, can you just introduce me by text message? But here's what that text message is going to look like. And this is why you got to take this a little farther. If you're really an agent attractor, if you're really going to own this, right? You can do that text message, but here's what's going to happen. Could you introduce me by text? Yeah. Oh, man, I want to introduce you to my friend, Steve. And you're going to go back and hey, man, Steve, great to meet you, blah, blah. This person says, but that text message is going to die on the vine. So you got to have the courage to ask for what you really want, eyeball to eyeball. We don't do listing appointments by text message. We get in front of people. So the goal is that can I get in front of people every single week? Now I told you if I got dropped in a different market, there'd be 3 things I do. I'd go out there and I get my referral engines, right? I get some people that can actually send me people and set up appointments, and I get on coffee appointments. And I'd find out, ask them about their business. Hey man, how's real estate here in Wisconsin? How's real estate here in Idaho? Blah, 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 right? Hey, I actually know a lot of people in the real estate scape. People are the best in class and most of these guys are coaches and stuff like that. And I love connecting people to the tools and resources they need to elevate themselves to the highest level. Just out of curiosity, what would make your business better? What part of your business do you think right now? Most people know how to build a business. They just need a couple of things. If I could get you in with one of these coaches, if I can get you in with one of these mentors, no cost to you, but I can get you some value. What area would you like that? And I'll probably list a few. Is your listing game need some help? Are you looking for a better social media presence? Are you looking for somebody hard-nosed coach? What would make your business if they want to be accountable? Like, let me know. Tag me in. I'd love to help. And now that I have that idea, I'm going to go look at some of these leaders that I can kind of bring them in as a co-sponsor. That's my first step, referral engine. You drop me in a market. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to either build a community or I'm going to join a community. And I love the idea of building a community, because what building a community means is I'm going to do something that I love to do and I'm going to share it. So on number 2, I'm either going to build a community or I'm going to join a community, right? And I'm going to do something that I already love to do and I'm going to share it. Maybe you like to paint, right? And that's like your one thing when you have time. I like to paint. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to build a little community. I'm going to call it Realtors Who Paint, right? Hey, by the way, and all you're going to do is say, hey, listen, I'm going to be here. Would you like to join me? Hey guys, I know a lot of us hustle every single day and we're at open houses and we're listing, stuff like that. But I just love to paint. And if you're a realtor who loves to paint, I'm going to be at Painting It to a Twist next Friday at 7 p.m. Let me know if that's something you want to do. Bring your spouse, have some fun. We're just going to do a meetup, right? And start building that community. Maybe you're a runner. Rebecca, I saw you out there sweating. Like you're in the running game now, right? So, hey, realtors who run. Hey guys, I'm going to be, running has changed my husband's life. I've just started getting into running, and I'm thinking that this Saturday, I'm going to be over on Plant Street at 10 a.m. Whether you're experienced or not, if you're a realtor who likes to run at 10 a.m., we're going to get up and we're going to run, and you're going to tell them where to meet you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you love RC cars. What I'm telling you is realtors who like RC cars. Hey guys, we're going to get your RC cars, your drones and stuff like that. We're going to meet at this park at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Maybe 2 people show up at first, because it takes time to build the community. Maybe 1 person shows up and it's just you one-on-one. That would be phenomenal, right? Well, think about how connection you're going to have there and start building it. But Gil, I don't want to build a community. That seems like a lot of work. Okay, don't have fun. Or join another community. Maybe you join NAREB. Maybe you join NAREB. Maybe you join salsa classes, right? Say, hey guys, I've always wanted to learn salsa. And I got to tell you, I'm a little embarrassed. Like, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm 52 years old, and it's something I've always wanted to do. I've always watched everybody dance and stuff like that. If you're a realtor and you want to learn to do salsa, I'm going to be at Salsa Heat. I'm taking my first lesson. So if you've never done it before, you're not going to look like a fool. I'm going to be there right with you. If you want to be a realtor with rhythm, right? Build a community. I'm gonna be there at 7 o'clock. Who's interested? And then just promote. Again, like, you've got to build a community, because agent attraction is based on the network that you've built, and that's where your net worth comes from, right? So number 1 is the referral engine. Number 2 is community, either build one or join one. And number 3 is social media with purpose. Now, you can always go out there and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out there and do my home tours, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to talk about the interest rates dropping and things of that nature, right? But you know what attracts people? Is when you start talking about your beliefs. Many people avoid talking about their beliefs on social media because they believe they're going to be judged. And you can only hope that that can happen, right? Here's what I've realized. No matter what you believe, there are people that believe what you believe. You will find your tribe. In fact, I don't even like you. What I found out is like in this last election is like you could be blue or red, but 50% of the world's going to be with you, right? If you believe, listen, plants are terrible. Like you should not eat plants. There are people who are going to believe, hey man, that sounds smart. I'm gonna follow you in your carnivore diet shit. Like that's like share your beliefs and build your tribe and sprinkle in things that you love. I love ice cream. I love steak. I love eXp, right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to let your tribe know what you're doing, where you're doing it, why you're doing it, and you're going to have thought processes with that, and you're going to build your network. eXp is the greatest company in the world. Nobody on this call believes anything differently. But here's the deal. You've got to take advantage of it. You got to put a few things in action. They're going to give you legacy. That's going to give you the opportunity to grow something you could only that others would dream of. Others that are not willing to go get their referral. And by the way, if you're not moving and you're just in your own market, you build your referral engine with the people that you already know, like, and trust, right? You build your referral engine with your pastor. Hey, who do you know that's a great agent? I love to build referral engines with my vendors I'm already using. Maybe you're using an inspector all the time, right? I will go to my vendor. I'll be like, hey, Mr. Inspector, who's loyal to you right now? Who sends you business every single time? Who's your top 3 agents that always send you business? Right? I'm in alignment with you. They're in alignment with you. Let's do a little get together. Why don't we do a little happy hour together? Let's do something like I don't see you doing that stuff. Let's do something together. Lander. And on their dime, I'm going to help them put together a community and just be part of the community. I always kind of think about it as the dancing guy on the in the park, and he's just dancing with his shirt off, right? You just build the community. I let some people come in, then you celebrate those people. Man, it's gonna be awesome, right? Maybe you're a realtor who bowls. I'm a bowler, right? I did terrible yesterday, bowling under my average. My team lost. It's all my fault. I got to practice some more. My goal is to be a professional bowler by October of next year, which means I'm going to average 200 per game, right? I'm averaging about a 170 right now, so I've got a little bit of room to make up those extra 30 points. But you got to share your passions. I've got 6 kids. I share my passion all the time. Don't be afraid to be authentic. I saw a quote. I hope I don't ruin this for you guys, but I'm going to put it in the chat. It's esse quam videri. It's Latin. Does anybody know what that means? Esse quam videri. Esse quam videri means to be seen, to be, rather than to be seen. Be the person in your market that's going to enhance some other agent. Be that person that's a value to the community. Esse quam videri, to be. And it's funny because that last month I was talking to my team and I was like, be about it. Be about it. Be about your dreams. Be about what you want in the world. Be about that. Like, don't be afraid to be authentic. Esse quam videri, to be rather than to seem. Be rather than to seem. What does that mean to you? We talked about identity before. We talked about the power of I am, like my wife has it right there. I should write that down. I want you to be about this. What does that mean? That means that after this call, you're going to take time, 1 or 2 hours, depending on your dream, right? It might be 3 hours today because today's Freedom Fridays. And you're going to work on that dream. You're not going to allow this day to go by without at least seeing two eyeballs right in front of you, staring back, and you're going to collaborate and share, and you're going to bring them down. You're not going to allow this day to go by without reaching out to 10 agents and put yourself in a position to win. Don't let another. This is the first Friday of the second quarter. If your goal is to bring in 1 or 10 or 100, it starts today. I hope you're hearing me. Everything's being laid out. The company's going to grow with or without you. I hope you guys take this message. I hope you guys realize how important this time period that we have. And look, a lot of things are happening that are great. You know, rates are going to come down, prices are still going to go up, right? But be about it. Be the guy who takes advantage of this opportunity. You know, I'm 52 years old right now, and I've realized there have been times in my life where I've seen some things happen, and I knew they were going to be great, and I just watched it. And you know what they call that? Regret. I couldn't take 2 hours out of my day on a Friday where I didn't have 4 closings, 5 closings. You got 5 closings, I get it. Maybe you got to do it on Saturday. But you owe it to yourself to not walk off this call and do nothing. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your legacy. You owe it to those agents that you call friends to bring them this opportunity. All right. I want to give some people time to think about that, because this business has got to be on purpose. It's not going to happen by accident. I also want to talk about the fact that you always have to be inviting somebody to something, right? And I'd like to invite you guys to the Pacific, actually the Atlantic. So we've got a lot of builds going on. I'm going to pimp my build. So we've got Build at Sea coming in early in August. If you're interested in bringing somebody an opportunity to go see something different about eXp and really get them in the culture, if you want to guarantee yourself someone to say yes, I would consider bringing them to our build. We have Build at Sea coming in August 3rd through August 7th, I believe, those exact dates. You go to build.c25, I believe.com and get the actual details. I'm terrible with those details, but I will tell you, it's like, have some fun. Go out there and bring somebody and say, hey, you know what? Have you heard about that? Have you heard about that real estate cruise? And the reason why I say it like that, rather than, hey, we're eXp, we're going to get together, is like, who wants to go on a cruise with a bunch of crazy eXp people? So I just go, hey, you heard about that real estate cruise? It's called Build at Sea. It's going to be awesome. They got some incredible speakers who are going to be there for the entire time period. They're going to mastermind with and have an incredible time. Have you heard about that real estate cruise? I'm thinking about going. You haven't heard about it? Dude, can't believe you haven't heard about this. It's coming up August 3rd, 7th. Like, it's actually pretty expensive. I heard someone booked a cabin a couple of days ago, and I will tell you, cabin prices always go up as it's like kind of surge pricing as they get closer and things of that nature. As they start, like, you can get into this boat for less than $1,000. I don't even want to tell you the price that this person paid, because it was like $600 and it's ridiculous. So if you want to take the early bird, get in there, get that worm. That's probably like inside the cabin, like right next to the steam engine. Maybe it might have been in the steam engine. I don't know. But like Build at Sea. Take a look at it. Oh, somebody put the link in there. All right, let's open it up, Vince. Let's open it up for some comments, thoughts, and anybody who wants to share right now. Now is a great time.
No,
I'd love to hear from people.
something for the first time this week.
What's that?
One of my partners brought a broker, an independent broker in, and we sat down and we were talking, and I said, how about we try to get somebody on the growth team on with us right now?
Ooh.
Okay. So I didn't even know where to go. I went to exprealty.com/growth or something like that. And I clicked on a button. I think it was called the Explorer Room. And what it did was it popped us on a Zoom with one of the growth team immediately. So I'm sitting with this guy, I click a button, all of a sudden we're on Zoom, one of the growth team is on there, and then we're talking to him about his brokerage, his pains, and next steps. And he was just like, wow. It was amazing. I'm going to use that more.
I haven't tried that. So you basically go into a Zoom room, or what's the experience like?
So first they bring you, I think they have one of the admins kind of take the call, right? So she pops on and she's like, you know, where are you? How can I help you? And then she's like, I'm gonna get one of the growth team on right away. And then boom, transfers over to him. This is right through Zoom, just like this. He's sitting in my office and we just have a conversation.
Awesome. And just out of curiosity, just so everybody has an idea of like, what was that? What did that feel like? You know, what was the thing that they focused on? Talk to me about it.
So they just talked about his, he got to tell his story.
Mm.
And he liked that part, right? So he got to tell his story and about how amazing he's built it over the years and what he's running into right now. And the growth team, obviously they had experience with that as well. So the guy was like, yeah, I've been an independent broker. I know what it's like. You're probably running into things like this. And he's like, yeah, I'm running into exactly that right now. And here's what
So
eXp
you
can
opened
do.
up to a stranger, which there's probably stuff you learned during that exploratory call with the growth team that they probably wouldn't have told you because you're going to sell them. But the reality is that they're willing to open up with somebody who can get them alignment. And that's what when you go in from the growth team, they've talked to way more people than I've ever talked to. They've seen all of the model. They know people. Yeah, we actually just brought somebody in from this lifestyle company or this particular element or compass or whatever. Like they're dealing with these people. They're onboarding right now people, right? I actually, one interesting thing, I was on a call with a growth leader and almost slipped up that somebody in their office was actually joining too. I was like, yeah, you probably should make this move right now. Because like there was already people considering making the move that they weren't aware of, but they didn't tell them who it was, but like kind of inched it. Hey, listen, now you better make this move right now. But they found out on their back end. But the reality is like they know things about what's happening in your community, right? They see all the reports, and they're just going to explore with that person, open up. It's just going to give you like I love the idea of that instant answers. That's
That's the
great.
thing. We would have lost so much time, and there were so many points where the guy could have been like, oh, you know what, scheduling's not going to work, or I can't do it, or I can't figure out this Zoom thing. I had him right there. I turned the monitor over and I was just like, let's talk. And it was instant, and I'm going to use it more often. So
I
I
almost want
just
to press the button right in front of everybody. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's do it. Ready to grow your rev share? We've got your back. Need traction
one
resources.
on the right.
Join the Explorer room.
Yeah.
Let's see.
9 o'clock in the morning. Let's see.
Who else got something they want to share? Who needs help with somebody?
Oh, you can't launch a meeting. You're in a meeting.
Oh, damn it. I almost kicked myself out of my own meeting. I got to cancel this. All right. Well, there you go. It opens up a Zoom room. Who else got something they want to share? We got 8 more minutes here. 8 more minutes. Who's got somebody that they're trying to recruit that they just want to brainstorm with the group here? I feel like you guys are ready to say something. Go ahead and jump in. Don't even wait.
I have an agent. I tried to
Go.
recruit with Vincent, actually. I don't know if they were able to connect already. She's
I'm
an
supposed to call her
licensed
today.
agent.
She's from Puerto Rico, right?
She's from Puerto Rico, but she just got her license in New York also.
Let's go.
Great girl. She's in the luxury market. And here's the thing, Vincent. So she had a bad experience with a previous local broker here. So that's one of her things that she's afraid of about joining eXp. And I told her it's different. You still get to keep your brand. There are all these other tools and there's all the collaboration. I said, Vincent is a cool guy. I wanted to talk to him also so that you can see how you can grow there and you can continue to grow here in Puerto Rico.
All right. I got her. She's on my radar.
One thing I will tell you is I think in the past, that I just realized, and this was the first time I've realized this is an absolute new thought. You know what the problem was before with recruiting? Like you were afraid to tell anybody. Like you got this person and you're like, man, I don't want to tell somebody because whatever, maybe you thought they were going to steal them from you or something like that, or they were a bigger fish or like that. It's like now you're like, oh yeah, like let me talk to this other person with this person, right? Because now we can collaborate. Man, this is incredible. This is incredible. Good stuff. I'm hoping to get this person. I really do. I will tell you, if I was you guys, I would absolutely set up a Zoom with the luxury department and let her experience what that looks like. Like you, one thing I will tell you, our best agent attractors is they're inviting people not just to a three-way call to somebody to convince them, but setting them up through a three-way call with someone that can showcase what the experience will be like if they join eXp, right? So if somebody tells me they're interested in luxury, they're going to meet the luxury department, right? I'm going to show them my luxury toolkit, right? Where I can show them, hey, this is how we create a luxury flyer, right? Here's how you never lose a listing. Here's how we're going to advertise in 80 different countries, right? And I let them experience. I give them the mouse. So it's like, let's go make one right now. And I was like, hey, we're going to take this photo. We're going to blah, blah, blah. In like less than 2 minutes, we can create a professional presentation. So you can walk into a listing and know you've got it. What would that do for your business? Maria, you cannot miss that opportunity to do so. If there's a luxury person in your market, like if there's a top luxury person, that's all they do, like have them help you. Like
We
Vincent, do you
actually
have a
have
copy
a
of?
luxury growth toolkit.
Yeah.
You know, so if you have somebody, I'm talking to somebody right now, that's, you know, all luxury, and uh, that's the resources I found to give them were through there. So I didn't send them the regular eXp slideshow. I actually took the luxury explained. Pete Middleton was the one that did it, and I passed that along to them. Right. My next step is to set them up with somebody at the luxury division for them to explain that to them.
And where do you find that link?
It's in, so they've organized all the toolkits, right? I think it's
Okay.
in my eXp under resources. All of the toolkits are there. So
You
the
can just go to
like,
expluxury.com, to be honest with you. Go to
yeah,
expluxury.com, and you know, the one thing I think is really kind of cool about the company is they made it very Googleable. Whenever I'm looking for something, I just Google it and it pops up. So don't overthink it. And then I'll just put it on the screen, and I was like, hey, listen, we got this great tool. You can have some websites. You can actually have access to marketing that's done for you. They'll advertise you in 80 different countries. Your listing will be in front of Barron's magazine. It'll be on Forbes magazine. It'll be on Wall Street Journal. So they'll and you can show and you can print out that report. Even if you're not part of eXp Luxury, you can go to Janelle over who runs that department and say, hey, listen, I'm thinking about joining. I'm going after this listing. And by the way, this is how I joined. I said, hey, I'm thinking about joining luxury. I've got this listing. Could you help me with this? Yep, sure. We'll send you this over if you get the listing. You know, we'd love to have you join. Like they made the flyer for me. They made for me the thing. It was a $3.2 million listing. And I'm proud to tell you, we got that listing using eXp luxury tools. That's the story you want to share with us, your client. But like, you know, sharing just the website to kind of give them like an idea of how we showcase properties. And this is kind of like the tagline: the finest homes deserve the finest service. Like we don't put our properties in the dollar store, right? I mean, we'll put it there because affluent buyers still do shop in the dollar store. I certainly do, but your property deserves better than that. The average agent is going to put your house in the MLS. We have a marketing machine that's going to put your property in 80 different countries in 80 different languages. And you want to give them, you know, that kind of, you want to give them an idea of what that looks like, right? So here's the Lux presentation. And you can walk them through what that looks like, right? So this is actually the customer version. When you join eXp, you have your own dashboard and things of that nature, but just let them see it. The easiest thing is do is just bring them into the luxury department and just say, hey, can I schedule a meeting with somebody I'm recruiting? And they'd love to show off to you. They'd love to be able to share with you. Mary, that client is yours today. Today is the day of action. Do not let this day go by without having 2-3 meetings today and showcase why this is the #1 decision for them. What else? Anybody else? We got a couple minutes left. 1 minute left. Anybody else want to share? All right. Let's grow. Take some action today. You guys have the 3 keys: your referral engines, your communities, and social media with a purpose. Keep building your list, build your network, but take action. We're in the beginning of the quarter. At the end of this quarter, I want to see that you guys have taken action. As a result of these calls, you are better. Your job is to fill your cup so you can fill somebody else's cup. All right. All right, community. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Thanks, everyone.